bonus doc. Let's get it upstairs to Joe and Oral.
All right, Dave. Yeah, Joe and the Bulldog here with Nomar and Alana joining us in just a bit. The Dodgers and Padres open in a 3-game series this weekend, and the Dodgers entering a stretch here of 5 games against last-place teams. It's got to start now.
It does have to start now. Players Weekend, New Jersey's fresh look out there. I think these Dodgers need to get it going in a big way.
They right now trail Arizona by 4.5 games. Arizona just got started in their series. Colorado trails against St. Louis as the Cardinals just keep on rolling. One thing they have going for them is the teams that they're about to line up against. These 3 against San Diego, then the 2 against Texas. But you've got to beat the teams that you should.
Yeah, not only beat the teams that you should, but you're going to have to beat them head-to-head. And when you're going against the Padres, the Dodgers have good feelings. They feel really good with the offense. They've scored over 5 runs against the Padres this year, and good with the pitching, only giving up about 3 a game. So they feel very confident tonight.
In game 1 of 3 between these teams, Rich Hill for the Dodgers, Clayton Richard for the Padres. Tonight, he's Deep Mountain on Players Weekend. We're glad you're with us on a gorgeous night. We've got first pitch coming up. made it out in the left field pavilion tonight. Noma and Alana.
Thanks, Joe. I appreciate it. You know what the great thing is? I have my glove. I am ready to catch a home run from one of these Dodgers. It is Players Weekend. It's exciting. I have one of the jerseys. We're with the fans once again, Alana.
I'm just here for the music. So I'm just coming for the music and the baseball.
That's what she says, but you know,
she
is really enjoying this weekend. This is what it's all about to embrace
I love this weekend. I love the fact that the players can show some personality. Baseball's a very long game sometimes. The season's very long. Why not let the fans know that these guys are people too? They have personalities, they have interests, they have likes. Now let's get a win in these New Jerseys.
Exactly,
okay, Noma? Can we do that, Noma?
The fun will bring a win. How's that sound, guys?
That's right.
That sounds just fine. Dodgers and Padres meeting up for the first time in a while, although they've played already 13 times this season. The Dodgers have won 9 of those. Here's the Padres lineup with Freddie Galvis leading things off, and then Will Myers at third base. Yes, he's made the move to the hot corner. Eric Hosmer's at first, Renfroe in left, then Hedges and Spangenberg, with Reyes down at the bottom of the order in front of Margot. Rich Hill tonight, Dick Mountain. Yes, that is his Players Weekend nickname. Dick, of course, a commonplace nickname for Richard. Mountain, a synonym for his last name. I guess they've been calling him that since his days in Boston.
He's having a lot of fun with it. The guys are teasing him, but you know what? It fits perfectly. And when you look around the field, all these guys in these jerseys, it's a lot of fun to see their personality, like Alana was saying. But you're not going to have any trouble figuring out if Rich Hill's having a good game or not, because he wears his emotions on his sleeves. And as you can see, his arms are exposed.
Growing up, he was Richie, Dickie, his friends called him. Some of the guys with the Dodgers call him Ricardo. They call him Psycho Rich because of how crazy he is on the days that he starts. He's got a bunch of different nicknames, but he's going with this one. Well, the Padres at 50 and 80 have the worst record in the National League. They are 16 and 42 since mid-June. That's by 7.5 games, the worst in the National League. Off we go with ball one from Hill. So the point is, here's a great opportunity for the Dodgers to get on track. They are running out of time with 34 games left. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Dodgers did have a stretch back May 17th when they hit a slump, and over a 34-game period went 25 and 9. So they have a vibe that they have done it before and can do it again.
They've dropped 9 of 12. 4.5 back of the Diamondbacks starting the night. 2-2 on Freddie Galvis. Closed captioning tonight brought to you by Wiener Schnitzel. Hill has faced the Padres a bunch since coming over to the Dodgers and been dominant against them. 6 starts against San Diego. He's got a 1.66 ERA, and he's got a strikeout to open tonight.
You know, the rest of baseball, you go back a couple of years, like you said, Joe, his ERA is double against the rest of baseball, but I think it's mainly because this young Padre team chases so much, and he has a combination of his 2 pitches, the breaking ball bouncing it and the fastball up. 2 pitches that they will really chase.
1 gone first inning. Here's Will Myers. Been an injury-riddled season for him. It's been a bunch of different injuries. Since coming back from the most recent one, he's playing third for the first time as a big leaguer. He hits it foul, and it's 1-1. While he's been healthy, it's been a good season. But he's missed 75 games. Injuries ranging from his forearm to his back, more recently his foot. And then, as if it couldn't get any worse, he's taking ground balls the other day and takes a hop right off of the face. Split his nose open. He's ahead 2-1. He had to get stitches. Didn't miss any time because of it other than that night. It's been that kind of year for Will. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
He's the kind of guy that when you're coming back from different injuries and things that are going on, oh, there he is. That took him down too. Oh my gosh, it's not like all of a sudden.
No, it was all of a sudden.
Yeah, but
think he might get up. He didn't get up at all.
Fly ball to center field for Kike Hernandez. 2 up and 2 down for Hill. And we look at our lane over performance spotlight. Since the All-Star break, over the last 3 seasons, Rich Hill has the best opponent's average in baseball.
Well, the second half of his seasons have usually been the healthiest portions of them. They've gotten the blister issue under control.
Eric Hosmer, perfectly placed, strike 1. That's a little bit outside, 1-1. Papo is a Cuban term, and he's got Cuban roots, kind of like dude in the Cuban culture. On a 1-1 pitch. Breaking ball swung on and misses. Hill drops down for the first time.
I love just watching that delivery. It's just so much fun to see all of a sudden the spine angle drop down, the head goes down. You go, okay, here it comes.
Does it again, but with a fastball, and it's 2-2.
Such a touch feel guy. He's not a big mechanics guy. He'll watch a little film, but he needs to feel the baseball in his hand. And in doing that, that's why he gets better and better as the hand has been healthy. That feedback from his fingertips is what kind of makes his body move in the correct rhythm.
Chopper right side. That's Bellinger at first. That's a 1-2-3 first inning for D Mountain. And Clayton Richard to the mound when you come back. Up with Brian Dozier to lead things off. Justin Turner hits second, followed by Manny Machado and Matt Kemp. Chris Taylor out of the 5 spot tonight. Center field, it's the birthday boy, Kike Hernandez. Grandolph catches. Bellinger's at first, and Rich Hill bats 9th doing the pitching. They saw Clayton Richard in late May and beat him. He gave up 4 runs over 6 innings. And in his last 6 starts against the Dodgers, he has an ERA close to 8.
He has really struggled lately too with his fastball. Command is better, less walks, but as far as the location and getting it up, he needs to keep it down by the knees and make it sink if he's going to have any success.
Yeah, he's a ground ball guy. That is a line drive, and it's into the corner to start the night for Dozier. A leadoff double for Brian. When he doesn't get it down, and he's not getting the ground balls, there's a lot of loud contact like that.
The first pitch was great for him, right down by the knees. Look where the glove is, look where the ball ends up. They want it down and in, sinking. They get it up and away and flat.
So Dozier with a double, and up comes Justin Turner. who, like many of these Dodgers, has exceptional numbers against Clayton Richard. Hitting .429 against him, and not in a small sample. Ball one. Dodgers trying to get the offense going. 6 runs in the 3 games against St. Louis. After the huge weekend in Seattle, which has just continued the whole boom or bust theme of this second half.
And Dozier with his double immediately puts pressure on the lineup because of these situations where they have failed and really have put them into the tailspin.
2-1.
They've been very good at setting the table, taking the walks, getting people on base. It's just pushing them across. And with no outs and a man on second, a guy with Justin Turner's reputation, this is a responsible at bat for him to really set the tone for the offense again, kind of reset the tone.
On a 2-1 pitch, he takes it high, ball 3. And you're right about the reset the tone, because this group has shown an ability to do it. When you're looking at the full body of work over the season, they rank very favorably in many categories across baseball. The one spot where they've consistently not been good is with men in scoring position. Dozier at second, nobody out, and Turner swings through a 3-1. It's full.
Those are the pitches that they have struggled on. Dozier hit a mistake, but Justin got one right there, center cut and a hitter's count, and just kind of swung through it. And that's something where, on a micro level, that's where the improvement needs to be. When they get their pitches, hit them.
Red turn 2, which also happens to be his Twitter handle. With Bull Dozier at second. Richard home with another payoff, and Turner fouls it again.
Red turn 2, because remember, he was a second baseman. So little verbiage around the infield. Hey, right here, Red, turn 2. So he's probably telling the pitcher, you know, it's you and me here, second baseman on a comebacker, not the shortstop.
Richard home with another payoff. And Turner fouls it again. A good starts as far as scoreboard watching in both occasions. The Cardinals 6, the Rockies nothing, top of the 5th in Denver. And the Mariners have a 2-0 lead on the Diamondbacks in the 3rd inning in Arizona. After fouling off 3 in a row, Turner pops one down the right field line. Long way to go for Reyes, but he's there. Dozier tagging, heading for third. The throw's off line, and Turner gets the job done, advancing Dozier to third.
Well, you could see once Justin red turn 2 gets to 2 strikes, he all of a sudden says, I am defaulting to getting Dozier to third. So he was trying to carve a whole bunch of balls over there to right field, keeping the hands inside and making sure he lets the ball get deep. Got just deep enough for Dozier to move up 90 feet.
And so a man at third with 1 out, and Manny Machado coming up. Going by El Ministro this weekend. Got the nickname El Ministro de la Defensa during the World Baseball Classic a couple years ago, or last year, I guess, playing with the Dominican Republic. Put on a show defensively. Here's a 1-0. Chopper left side with the infield pulled in. Myers comes home, and they got Dozier. 2 out.
Well, Myers, no panic in this one. That slow chopper not getting in your hands very quick, so all of a sudden Dozier's got a shot, but Myers did a nice job exchanging to the throwing hand and getting in there quickly.
So the Dodgers unable to take advantage of the leadoff double here in the first. Machado at first now as Matt Kemp comes up, wearing Matt on his back. As long as he's been around here, 13 seasons in the majors now, most of them with the Dodgers. That works, doesn't it? Something familiar for him. Custom bats, custom shoes this weekend. Opposite field base hit for Kemp. Machado running hard, and with a juggle from Reyes, this is going to put the pressure on. Machado's hustle gets the Dodgers on the board here in the first, with a little bit of help from the Padres.
A broken bat hit turns into a broken defensive play by the Padres. This clank right here, Chris Woodward, third base coach of the Dodgers, does an amazing job sticking with the play. Never slowed Manny Machado down and waited for the sign. Machado kept running for him, and it worked perfectly.
Among other things, the Padres the worst in baseball defensively. And the Dodgers take advantage there. Taylor comes up with 2 gone and takes a ball. It's ruled a base hit with an E9, no RBI for Kemp. But a run nonetheless and a first inning lead. Here's a 1-0. Strike one. Richard, his last time out against the Diamondbacks on Saturday, gave up 5 runs over 5 innings. An ERA near 7 over the last 2 months. The oldest member of this very young rotation. 34 now. Taylor gets under it in right center field. Margot makes the call, and then Reyes calls him off and makes the catch. The inning comes to an end, but the Dodgers get on the board, and after 1, it's 1-0. And then his team gets him a run in the bottom of the first. The leads have grown for both the Cardinals and the Mariners over the Rockies and the Diamondbacks. 7-0 and 4-0 now. Middle of the order for the Padres. Here's Hunter Renfroe to lead things off. He's been hot lately. 7 home runs and 19 RBIs in 18 games this month.
He doesn't get cheated, so he can get real streaky with the power.
26-year-old in his second full season takes curveball up, and it's 1-1. Set a Padres rookie record last year by hitting 26 homers. But he also struck out a ton. Spent a month in AAA near the end of the year. And he spent time in the minors this year while he was rehabbing an elbow. So hasn't had a full major league season to try and complement those 26 homers. He's at 15. Hill brings him a 1-2. Breaking ball on the hands. He cracked his bat, and we'll do it again.
Sometimes young hitters, when they get hot, you don't need to throw them strikes. They're not disciplined enough to force you back into the strike zone. They want to swing so much. And Renfroe showed it right here in this at bat. Ball on a fastball away. It looked like about 8-10 inches off it. Q shots it off for a foul ball, and then that breaking ball right there was one he was trying to feast on, but I'm not sure he could ever keep it fair.
And we know Rich Hill is a fastball curveball guy. The Padres as a team are the worst fastball hitting team, worst curveball hitting team in baseball. That's high, and it's 2-2.
So many boxes to check tonight as far as getting the Dodgers on a roll. They've owned Clayton Richard. We've got a lot of guys that are hot against left-handed pitchers. Stat you just mentioned about D. Mountain, his curveball and his fastball are hard enough by normal lineups to get a piece of, but when you're a young, free-swinging team, you're going to have a tough time not chasing either one of those pitches.
Pops this one up on the left side of the infield. Turner can't find it, so Machado bails him out for the first out. Fangraphs, Sabermetrics website, has a category called pitch values, and without getting too much into the details on it, basically anything good that you do against a given pitch, anything bad you do against a given pitch contributes to this number. 0 is average, anything above that is good, anything below it is bad. Well, by pitch value, the Padres are the worst against both those pitches. With one out, Austin Hedges takes a strike. That's obviously a big deal against Rich Hill, because that's all Rich Hill throws. Oh, 2.
Rich Hill is such a touch field guy, and battling the blisters before the DL. You see the batting averages against the curve at 282, the fastball 311. But look, since the finger has healed, outstanding decline in both of those averages, and that's why he has been so good over the last 11 starts.
Hedges pops this one up. Grandal can't find it either. Everybody having a hard time with the ball at this time of night, huh? Thankfully that was well out of play.
I didn't see it either. I'm like, if it's coming back in the booth, we're getting hit.
Yeah, that would have been a bad one.
I'll tell you what, fellas, out here in the outfield, I can't see those last 2 pop-ups. I didn't see them go up either. It is really tough. It's a tough sky, and they need to really communicate on balls up in the air.
Alana had your back.
Yeah, no, she definitely did. She's like, what are you talking about? I saw it perfectly.
Give her the glove.
There you go. There you go. She could take it. Yeah.
I got you. I got you. I always got you. I have to carry you all the time anyway. I might as well do this too.
That one buckles the knees of Hedges. Strike 3. 2 up and 2 down.
Nomar, you might need to give her a nickname.
Joe Hill has retired the first 5 that he's faced, and up comes Corey Spangenberg. Drops down, strike one. Spanji. Strike two.
Dropped down 4 times, got 4 fastballs, 1 breaking ball. Fastball's really been the predominant pitch so far.
It's Players Weekend, not Mathematics Weekend, right? 1 and 2. Boyd and Rick up here looking at Oral.
What did I do wrong?
You just did a 4+1 a little bit off.
I did?
Yeah.
He's thrown 4. 3 from. Oh, did I do that? Okay.
It happens.
I did.
We're here for
3
you.
3 fastballs, 1 curveball.
2 and 2.
Nomar went to Georgia Tech. Get him in here for the math.
Got him swinging. Bridge Hill looking good. 6 up, 6 down with 3 Ks over the first 2.
Nothing. Kike Hernandez on Players Weekend is the Dodgers ambassador, and you know what? It's also his 27th birthday. I have a little fan here hanging out with Nomar and I, and it was really cool, guys, over here in left center field. About 90% of the folks sitting over here in the left field pavilion, when Kike Hernandez was out here in the top of the first inning, sang him happy birthday. Kike acknowledged the fact that they knew it was his birthday. He's 27 today. Turned around and thanked the fans. This is what Players Weekend is all about. This is what baseball is all about, making sure the fans know that we appreciate the fact that they're here and supporting this club. And she's the cutest thing on the face of the
And this
earth.
is what's great about sitting out here, is that
glasses,
we get to sit out here with this. This is what it's about. It really is. Oh,
Happy birthday, Kike.
We're the lucky ones.
Kike leading off this second inning, down 1 ball, 2 strikes. He's only played on his birthday once, and he reached 3 times. It was last year. On a 1-2 pitch, he fouls it off. There's Kike on his back. Given name is Enrique. Same with his dad, same with his grandpa. Happy 27 for the Dodgers center fielder in this one. 2 balls and 2 strikes against Clayton Richard. The Dodgers got 1 against in the first inning. It was unearned. Taking advantage of an error on the right fielder Reyes. 2-2. Hard ground ball, base hit for the second time in as many innings. Extra bases to open. Leadoff double, Kike Hernandez.
A Volkswagen replay, and happy birthday, Kike. You gave yourself your own present right there with that bullet down the line.
Up comes Yasmani Grandal, the Yasmanian Devil. Yasmani actually has a tattoo of the Tasmanian Devil on his forearm, but the Tasmanian Devil's wearing catcher's gear. Here comes a 1-0. It's ball 2. Well, the Dodgers got that run in the first inning, but it wasn't off of the double. Dozier got thrown out at home on a ground ball. Trying to come through this time. Strike 1.
You don't think about a leadoff double extending an inning, but it really did, because it forced the Padres to have to record another out. And they botched it out there.
Three balls, 1 strike. By the way, the plan is next inning to have Walker Buehler join us live. Visit with him in the top of the 3rd. Talk about his wonderful start the other night against St. Louis. Career high 9 Ks for Walker. That's a walk for Grandal, and the first 2 have reached for the Dodgers in the 2nd. Hitting 8th for the first time this season is Cody Bellinger. Inserted in the lineup a little bit last minute by Dave Roberts. Wasn't in the initial lineup, but plugged him in there. Lefty against lefty tonight, and over the last 19 games hitting close to 400. One of the best in the National League in that span.
He has been absolutely outstanding, but even with as hot as he has been, Clayton Richard pitched around Grandal here even with no outs to get to the lefty.
He takes strike 1. Two on, nobody out. Richards 0-1. In the dirt, 1 ball, 1 strike, and we go to Alana.
Guys, originally Yasiel Puig was in that lineup, and then there was another change for the Dodgers lineup, and I asked Dave Roberts, perhaps thinking it had to do something with the MLB suspension and his appeal. He said, no, I just had a change of heart. He said Bob Guerin is so quick on the trigger. Bob Guerin, the Dodgers bench coach, getting the lineup out there. He said it was just a change of heart as far as Cody in there. He said, I really like his defense. As far as Cody batting 8th, he said, I love his defense in there, but Richard is very tough on lefties. That's why he's hitting 8th.
Drops it into right center field, and it brings home Kike Hernandez.
Exactly why he's in there. That's exactly what Dave Roberts wanted. He said he loves his bat. He loves his offense. Obviously, Cody used to hitting more in the top or the middle of the order. He said, I'll take him in the bottom of the order, and we certainly love his defense. Nothing wrong with Yasiel Puig. He's available off the bench. Dave Roberts looking like a genius right now.
So a 2-0 lead. Still nobody out as Bellinger drives home Hernandez.
He got it on the barrel. He didn't get all of it. Gets in on him a little bit, but he got enough of it.
Clayton Richard having a quick conversation with the home plate umpire Brian Gorman. As Rich Hill climbs in, takes a strike. Does have an RBI this year. Oh, and 2. Puts it in play. Galvis will step on the bag and get just 1. So Hill safe at first, and they're at the corners with 1 away as the top of the order comes up again.
Rich Hill getting very creative. He works on all this. His bunting to both lines, even on the suicide squeeze, and then pulling it back and slashing.
Grandal with nobody out in that situation remains at third. As Dozier comes up. A ringing double his first time. Here he takes strike 1.
Well, the whole Dodger lineup has seen him now, and Clay has not been landing any of his off-speed stuff. So Clayton Richard really going to need to find his breaking ball and his changeup. He's going to get the Dodgers off of him.
It's a breaking ball that he's throwing more than ever this year and has had success with it. Opponents hitting below 200. A lot of those good numbers came in that stretch midway through the season when he was very good. Horrible start, then really good for a month and a half. Not good over the last 2 months.
As far as hitting him for a high average, it's the fastball, but the reason the fastball average is so high is because he hasn't commanded the off-speed stuff. So it's just very vulnerable to a big league hitter when you only got 1 pitch they're really looking for.
Changed his delivery after those first 7 starts when he had a 621. His pitching coach Darren Balsley came up to him and had an idea of changing his arm slot. Clayton thought about it. Came back to him the next day, said let's give it a shot, and raised the slot to be closer to where it used to be early on in his career. Gets this one by Dozier 2-2. Then Clayton started dealing with shoulder problems and the arm slot dropped, a lot like Rich Hill. Take some of the stress off of the shoulder. It took him a few starts before he got comfortable with the new arm slot. Put together that great run before fading recently. Here's his 2-2. Dozier smacks it foul. Ground ball, base hit, inside the bag for Dozier. He's got his second double of the night. The Dodgers have a 3-0 lead. Easy, Rich. Easy, D. Mountain.
Brian gets a breaking ball, doesn't make it all the way in where Richard has been trying to get the right-handed hitters to offer at it. That one goes right over the bag, and my second favorite runner to watch is Rich Hill. First is Puig, second is Rich Hill, and you know what? If he was an everyday player, he'd probably win the contest.
Yeah. It's an adventure. Second and third, still just 1 out. The hitter is Turner. Takes strike 1.
Padres infield in. I'm not sure they would send Rich Hill on contact. They're going to make the ball go through, I think, with a pitcher over there that you don't want to get hurt.
Base hit to left for Justin Turner. They stop the runner at third as Hill comes in to score, and it's 4-0. They've put up 3 here in the second.
Take a look at this RBI single on Carl's cam. Justin Turner gets a breaking ball also. Clayton Richard, neither one of his pitches is fooling anybody. The fastball's giving up hits. Now the breaking ball's getting hit hard and finding holes. Dodgers feeling pretty good about this one here at the beginning. MLB.TV is now available at a lower price for $59.99. Watch every out-of-market regular season game. Plus, get a free subscription to MLB at Bat Premium. Blackout and other restrictions apply. Visit MLB.TV to take advantage of this special offer.
First and third, one out. Here's Machado. He's got a new hairdo again, by the way. Warmer in the bullpen. Grounded up the middle. Nice scoop by Spangenberg. He'll step on the bag and throw him out for a double play. But not before the Dodgers get 3 in the second and lead it 4-0 to the third. And the Dodgers getting him 4 runs of support through 2.
The first inning, he threw a lot of fastballs. Last inning, he mixed the curveball in there about 50-50. 2 of the 3 Ks so far on curveballs.
Well, the bottom third of the Padres order coming up here. Franmil Reyes will lead it off. Hulking figure started in right field tonight for San Diego. Take strike 1. Quickly 0-2. As you can imagine, there's some power in there. 9 home runs and limited time in the majors this year, but also a lot of strikeouts. 6'5", 275 pounds. And a curve gets him for strike 3. So 4 Ks for Rich Hill. And a 4-0 game in the third. Here's Manuel Margot. There is ball 1. On the field now, brought to you by El Pollo Loco. We are joined by Walker Buehler. Walker, happy Players Weekend to you. Tell us about your jersey.
I went pretty standard. I went with Ferris this year.
It's an easy one.
Yeah.
Well, how about on the sleeve, though?
My Uncle Pig, who passed away when I was 13.
Walker, what were you last year?
I was in the minor leagues.
Oh, okay. Good job. Did you have a nickname down there?
Not really.
It's foul, and it's 2-1. Walker, the other night watching you pitch with the team really needing a good performance after a couple of tough games, it just looked like you were thriving in that spot, like you live for those situations. I mean, is what we're seeing, is that something that you feel?
Yeah, I mean, it's a big game. Every game's big for us now, being, in the hunt and trying to make the playoffs. So, yeah, I got a little emotional there in the last inning, but, I think that's a good thing.
I think the fans absolutely love to see that emotion and know that the players are out there giving everything when you're just as nice and easy as you are with your mechanics. Has anything really changed now with the way you've developed and come back from the DL?
No, I mean, I think kind of going through a little bit of a struggle was probably a good thing and learn my mechanics a little bit more. So, no, we just got to try and keep going and get some wins.
2 balls, 2 strikes on Margot. Back comes Hill. Curve is fouled back. What is it about Rick Honeycutt? You hear so many pitchers talk about how great it is working with him. What is it for you that makes him special as a coach?
Yeah, he's got this innate ability to let you be yourself, but kind of know how to talk to you and get you to figure it out on your own, and I think that's really powerful.
To the back door to get him 2 out.
That kind of approach, did that really work when you decided to change your curveball grip?
Yeah, he just was kind of like go forward with it and do it. He's very supportive and he knows what he's talking about, and they give me a little tip here and there, and I think it's worked out well.
Anything else you've really learned that could be a landmark thing right now so far since you've been in the big leagues?
Yeah, I mean this sort of level of baseball will teach you a lot about who you are as a player, and it can humble you really quickly. And kind of struggling there coming off the DL, I think learning that certain parts of my delivery are really key was big for me, and being able to identify them quicker is going to help me going forward.
Quickly, no balls, 2 strikes. Rich Hill continues to work well. What's Rich Hill like up close on the days that he pitches?
He's intense. We'll put it that way. But that's what you want, man. You want the guys that are fully bought in, and he certainly is.
He didn't want your interview to go very long, did he?
No, I like that though.
4-0 to the bottom of the third.
All right, guys.
Dodgers baseball on Sportsnet LA is brought to you by the Southern California BMW Centers. Hurry in today to the BMW Summer On Sales event for exceptional offers. Details at SoCalBMW.com. And by Jack in the Box. Try something different like Jack's Teriyaki Bowls. Only at Jack in the Box for a limited time. Back at Dodger Stadium on Players Weekend. The Dodgers with 4 over the first 2 against Clayton Richard. And Rich Hill has gone 9 up, 9 down with 6 Ks.
And a few of those are all looking, so he's got the ball breaking an awful lot from that left-hand batter's box. Really, comparison, these 2 left-handed starters, Clayton Richard, he's not landing his breaking ball. And when he does, it's a strike and they hit it.
Kemp hits a foul, and it's 1-1.
Where Rich Hills has been outstanding. Swing and miss, top of the zone, bottom of the zone, make him chase or make him look at it.
It's another miss with it. 2-1. Kemp singled his first time and now has a hit in 6 consecutive starts. This one's caught at third by Myers. Good to see Kemp squaring the ball up more frequently lately. One gone, third inning. Here's Chris Taylor. Last 20 games, Taylor hitting below 170. Flied out to right his first time tonight. Crushes this ball. Left center field. It is gone. The Dodgers all over Clayton Richard. 5-0 in the third.
Dodger offense looking to wake up individually and as a whole. CT really needed this for his spirit, and boy did he put a good swing on that pitch.
Now Hernandez fouls it back. 0-1. Taylor with his 14th of the season. First one of the night for the Dodgers. High strike. 0-2. Ouch. Brian Gorman, veteran umpire, second generation Major League umpire. His dad, Tom, umpired for a few decades. Hernandez stays alive. And one of the things during the 3-game series against St. Louis that was so troubling was the strikeouts. Dodgers haven't struck out yet tonight. Richards looking for his first here on 0-2, but they struck out 35 times in the 3 games against St. Louis.
It's alarming, and there's a lot of different symptoms between missing your pitch when you get a strike, between maybe over swinging and over trying that you're trying to look at.
Ground ball towards the hole. Galvis with a nice backhand and gets him. Freddie Galvis, a nice play for out number 2.
When you think of slumps like that and people swinging and missing, it's usually either their swing's not good or they're chasing most of the time. And if you talk to Turner Ward about the guy striking out, he'd say it's individual. Each guy has its own issues that he's trying to figure out, and we're trying to address everything, yes, as a unit, but more individually.
2 gone. Grandal takes ball 1. And during the first half, they in the top half of the league as far as avoiding strikeouts, but since the All-Star break, 10 per game is the most in the National League. The day and age where you're seeing more strikeouts than in any other age in baseball. Problem is, nothing good can happen when you're striking out. It seems like an obvious thing to say. You're not putting any pressure on the defense. Ripped to left, base hit, ground ball.
Yasmani in there, even though there's a lefty on the mound. A lot of times Austin Barnes gets this rep, but Yasmani has really looked much better through Dave Roberts' eyes on his right-handed swing and approach. So he's getting him in there in these crucial games.
They lead this one 5-0. Bottom 3. Here's Bellinger with 2 out. RBI single last inning for him. Takes a strike. One.
You can see that Belly is pulling the ball an awful lot, but he hasn't lately started to use left field a little bit more in this hot streak. The ability to kind of slow himself down, get the hands through first, and get the barrel going that way, staying on the ball longer. He's found some hits over there in left field.
And good to see a pretty high percentage up the middle there, too. As high of a percentage right up the middle as down the line to right. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Got him swinging. First strikeout of the night for Clayton Richard, but the Dodgers with runs in all 3 innings. Here in the 3rd, it's a Chris Taylor home run. To the 4th we go with the Dodgers up 5-0.
Together, the Dodgers leading 5-0. And how about the Dodgers fans? Let's give a shout out to, look, I have a jersey, by the way. I know, don't be jealous. It's fine. I finally got one. The Dodgers reached 3 million in attendance. The first Major League Baseball team to reach 3 million this season. 3+ million in attendance the last three. This is a fan base that is tremendous. Not only do they show up at Dodger Stadium here at Chavez Ravine, but they show up all over the country. We know about Pantone 294, but it's more than Pantone 294. This is a Dodgers fan base that loves their team and travels and supports their team. Thank you, Dodgers fans. We appreciate it. Without you, we're not here.
Once again, they come out, they show the support. This was, I mean, I was lucky enough to put on that jersey out there and play in front of these great fans, and we always felt it each and every day. They supported us as players. They made us go out there and take it to the next level, and we got the Riz over here.
Can we talk about my jersey? I finally got one. Can we talk about it? I've been begging for this jersey for 3 days.
I'll tell you what, guys, the excitement when they showed up.
No, you don't understand. I've been begging for this. I get it. I didn't
Do we not
play.
have the best boss in the world?
We have the best boss in the world. Lon Rosen gave me the jersey, only because I complained for 3 days, because you only got one if you actually play now or used to play. And I said, well, wait a minute. I want to play. So I got a jersey, so thank you, Lon Rosen, and thank you to the Dodgers fans.
Yeah.
Very cool. Very cool. Freddie Galvis leading off this 4th inning against Rich Hill. Bouncer back to him. Hill lets Turner take it, and he throws him out. A last-minute decision by Hill to peel off. And he's retired the first 10 that he's faced.
It's a great job by both guys. The Morongo slow-mo cam will capture it. Rich Hill busts off the mound as a lefty, glove side easy. Well, as a righty third baseman, bare hand will just fine. Called off his starting pitcher and his left-hander. That would have been a tough spin-around throw for Rich, but Justin had it all in front of him.
One gone, 4th inning. Here's Will Myers. The breaking ball is hit foul. So Will is playing third. This guy's been all over the place when you're talking about positions during his career. And he was a third baseman mostly in high school, and actually had committed to play third base at South Carolina before he signed with the Kansas City Royals. There's strike 2. Decided to sign with Kansas City as a catcher. Spent 2 years catching in their minor league system before converting to the outfield. Of course, the last 2 years he played first base. It's fouled, and we'll do it again. So far, so good at third, with the accident during batting practice aside. Drops down and strikes him out. 2 up and 2 down.
Rich is using this arm angle a lot tonight, and boy, has he used it effectively against a team that has chased him out of the strike zone an awful lot over the last few years.
Now, one of the big issues for these Padres is the high number of strikeouts. Lead the National League in strikeout rate. Ball 1 on Hosmer. In the middle of this rebuild, Padres fans would like to have seen more progress at this point. 2-0. They're 50 and 80. They need to go 500 the rest of the way in order to finish with the same record they did last year. And again, since mid-June, 16 and 42. There's a stretch there where they were winning some series. We're close to 500. Not good lately. Pop fly on a 3-0 pitch. And Rich Hill has worked 4 perfect innings tonight. Does this one on 11 pitches to the bottom of the 4th, 5-0.
Look back at Chase Utley and Justin Turner's off-season adventures in Dubai, plus a few Dodger relievers explore Seattle and show off their catching skills. Don't miss Backstage Dodgers, presented by Cadillac, right after the postgame show on Sportsnet LA.
A couple University of Michigan guys facing off here to open the 4th inning. Clayton Richard and Rich Hill. Clayton got there just as Rich was finishing up. 2002 draft pick of the Cubs. Clayton came in to play both baseball and football at Michigan. He's a star quarterback in high school. He gets Rich Hill quickly. His second K, one away here in the 4th. Lost out on the starting job to Chad Henne, though, and decided to hang up football cleats and just focus on baseball. He was Mr. Baseball and Mr. Football in high school in Indiana. And oh yeah, valedictorian as well. Here he comes to Dozier with ball 1. And it's turned into a really good leader for this Padres team, especially with so many of the young pitchers that they have. He's 7 years older than any other starter. 2-0.
An asset for Andy Green in the locker room for sure. When you're trying to groom a young team, you need leaders in the clubhouse, and especially somebody as mature as Clayton.
And a 4-pitch walk to Dozier. Second free pass taken by the Dodgers tonight. Scored in all 3 innings against Richard. One of those runs on a Justin Turner single in the 2nd. Turner unloads on the first pitch to straightaway center. There it goes. Long gone for Justin Turner, and 7-0 in the 4th.
He reaches double figures in home runs here in 2018. This ball is just crushed. Oh, whoa!
Man, that could have been really bad.
Oh.
Machado takes the ball. The Dodgers already with more runs in this game than they had in the 3 games against St. Louis. Ball on a strike on Machado. How much of that was St. Louis is pitching really well right now? How much of that is this offense truly is just incredibly boom or bust?
And they will prove that they are not boom or bust if this one continues the way it is, and then come back with a nice consistent approach tomorrow and the next day. And find a groove where they feel like they can go 4, 5, and 6 runs a game instead of maybe double figures, a 2 or a 1. It's never been a question of talent with this team. It has only been a question of consistency.
Here's Kemp with 2 out after Machado goes down looking. And Andy Green is going to go to the bullpen. It was Miguel Diaz warming down there a moment ago. Clayton Richard only able to go 3 2/3. Dodgers pounce on him for 7. And the bullpen gets to work early tonight. at LA is brought to you by Infiniti, Empower the Drive, and by Energy Upgrade California. Oh, this is kind of what we were talking about, the boom or bust nature of the offense. Since the All-Star break, just short of 8 runs per game when they win, right around 2 runs per game when they lose. But you mentioned it, with the talent on the roster, you know that it's in there. There's Miguel Diaz to pitch. That's also why it's so frustrating for Dodger fans and for the Dodgers themselves. Kemp with 2 out, takes the ball.
If you dig a little deeper into the offensive numbers and the wins and the loss and that huge differential, that's normal, but not normally that big.
Yeah.
And then you really look at the losses, it's hitting with runners in scoring positions, those key moments in the game.
Kemp flips one into left center field. That is playable for Hunter Renfroe and brings his 4th inning to a close. Dodgers with 7 runs tonight. Padres still looking for their first base runner. The last couple coming off Justin Turner's 10th home run of the season. Everything going right so far on this Friday night. Baseball on Sportsnet LA is brought to you by your Southern California Toyota dealers. Get huge savings on a reliable new Camry at Toyota's National Clearance Event. Back at Dodger Stadium, top 5, all Dodgers in this one, and all Rich Hill on this side of it. 56 pitches through 4. Padres don't have a base runner against him.
He's on his game, and the Padres are a team that he has had great success against. So it's a very good combination right now. And then on top of that, a 7-0 lead.
Nice and comfy. Heart of the order, Hunter Renfroe to lead things off for San Diego. Hacks the first pitch foul, although these days not much has been comfy. And you hate to even call 7-0 comfy. And the Dodgers are on the kind of run that they're on, having dropped 9 of 12. Over the last month, they're 11-17, and they've gone from a game and a half up to 4.5 back, because the Diamondbacks and the Rockies have been as hot as anybody outside of St. Louis. 0-2.
No matter who the opponent and what the final score is, they need a game where they've had some fun in it, where they can go home and say, hey, you know, that was a good one. Now we got a chance to get on a roll, instead of going in the locker room, kind of dropping your head between teammates as you pass by guys, and just gets real heavy in there.
That is the first base runner of the night for San Diego. It's extra bases into the corner for Renfroe. A leadoff double in the 5th. And D. Mountain says that was so stinking stupid. He said that was up. And Renfroe made him pay.
Sometimes that fastball away is a really good setup pitch for his breaking ball, but he did not want that one there. Renfroe did a nice job top handing that ball down the right field line.
So the leadoff man on, and here's Hedges. It was a year ago yesterday that Rich Hill had the 8 perfect innings in Pittsburgh, the 9 no-hit innings. One of the oddest emotional roller coasters, just as a fan of the game to watch, that I have ever experienced. It's a strike 0-2. I mean, it was the contrasting feelings of knowing what Rich Hill was doing while also knowing the Dodgers hadn't scored a run, and it wouldn't matter if they didn't. It was a crazy night. PNC Park. It's foul. Stays at 0-2 on Hedges. He was only the second pitcher. One of the more remarkable things to come of it, he pitched into the 10th inning. It's only the second pitcher in the last decade to do that. He was the first Dodger to throw a pitch in the 10th inning since you did it in 1989. That's a frisbee pitch that he lays off of, ball 1. Richard made a mechanical tweak in a side session before that start. His wife, Caitlin, had noticed that his shoulders had been kind of tilting back in his delivery. He was exposing the ball to the hitter a little bit earlier. Curve was getting a little too big, a little bit too much of a hump back. He worked on leveling those shoulders out, and so partially had Caitlin to thank for that special night.
Who knows your delivery better than the lady that's been watching you all these years, in love with you and hanging on every pitch with you as you come up through the minors, and then the battles that he's been through and all the wars to get back to the big leagues. She bought in the fullest of ways, even watching your mechanics.
Oh, Mrs. Mountain. Ground ball to third. Turner gets in front of it, and Hedges is the first out. It's August 23rd, 2017, and he was mowing that Pirates lineup down for the 8 perfect innings. The 9 no-hit innings before Josh Harrison's leadoff home run in the 10th. And of all the home runs that Rich Hill has given up over the last few seasons, that was the second shortest hit, the second softest off of the bat. That's outside, and ball 1 on Spangenberg.
We're just pouring a little salt in the wound.
I wouldn't tell him that.
What a game. Too bad they couldn't get him a run. They got him plenty tonight.
Down the corner, 1-1. Rich met Caitlin when he was a sophomore. She was a freshman at Milton High School in Massachusetts. They went to Michigan together. So they met in high school. They went to college together. Got married in 2007. So when you're talking about her knowing his delivery pretty well, you are right about that. 2-1.
Practice doesn't always stop when you leave the ballpark. You go home, you'll do shadows in front of the mirror in your master. You'll be grabbing some socks and throwing against pillows on the couch.
Rich Hill would not be above that at all. Oh, I can see it now.
For sure. Rick Honeycutt, when he learned to work his hips the proper way, when Sandy Koufax taught him, was at the grocery store with Debbie Honeycutt, and as they walked around, he was pushing the grocery cart, he would hike his left hip he would just go around, and she's like, "What are you doing?" He's like, I'm practicing getting the weight to the inside of my back leg and getting my left hip above my right hip, so when I lift my leg, I do it properly. Sandy showed me today. So, yeah, it doesn't stop when you leave the ballpark, I promise you.
Just don't get too aggressive in it. The cans aisles. Want a mess. Fly ball to center. No big deal for Hernandez. Throw to third is cut off. 2 gone.
Easy way to learn it too with the grocery cart. You put a little weight on both your hands as you're pushing, and you've got the movement. It worked. Next time after he told me about it, I started trying it.
To this day, you find Hershiser at the grocery store. He's probably doing something weird with his hips.
And now that I think about it, I was explaining my hips because he's a left-hander and he was trying to get his right hip above his left hip, not the other way around. Now the only thing you can see Rick doing is practicing his golf swing. He doesn't even need a club. He's going around doing that.
And Reyes takes a strike. Reyes, the strikeout victim, his first time. Eden Mountain has 7 of those tonight. He's on the brink of an 8th, 0-2. Couldn't bring that one back. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Sure does look comfy tonight, though, dropping down.
It's the most we've seen him drop down, I think, in the last couple of years.
Two and two.
I know he's feeling great rhythm because when you change your delivery, it has to feel so locked in as far as your base, what you're feeling on your back leg, how the leg kick rhythm is going, and transferring it and taking it down the hill. That head of ours is about 16-pound bowling ball on the top. So when you go to drop down, it uses different muscles and different strengths to keep that rhythm of the delivery. All of a sudden, instead of the head being over your back foot, then cruising down the hill, your head goes out over your knee.
Issues the walk here. First one tonight. Reyes aboard with 2 out. And Margot with a chance. Manuel Margot falls into that category we were kind of talking about, where the Padres had hoped for more progress at this point, both with their team as a whole and with some individuals like Margot, who's still just 23. He had a really impressive first full major league season last year, and has improved as this year has gone on, but the full body of work is not where they had hoped that it would be at this point. 243 the average. Was the opening day on base, or opening day leadoff hitter. Yeah, base hasn't been high enough to sustain that role. Cranks this one in the air to deep left field. That is a leaping catch by Chris Taylor.
Good enough to play all 3 outfield positions. Chris Taylor angling across the warning track, leaps in time and captures it to save some Padre runs.
9 hits through 4 innings tonight. Chris Taylor to lead it off. He contributed with his StatCast AI powered by AWS home run.
Chris is all over this game with the double savings catch to end last inning, and this dinger, his plus minus, is doing well tonight.
A little hockey reference for us. The heat of summer. 1 ball, no strikes. Facing Miguel Diaz now, who replaced Clayton Richard. 21. Taylor's a guy who has had a big drop off from last season when he had the breakout year. Strikeouts very high. The strikeouts were high last year too, but not quite at this level. One of a number of guys over this final month they could really use a surge from.
Every Dodger hitter that can get hot or become consistent lengthens the lineup, and Chris Taylor coming into the year was one of those guys you said, is he going to hit at the top of the order? Is he going to hit down at 6 and 7? Be the RBI guy? Well, that right there has really hurt him and hurt his statistics.
He's a strikeout victim here in the 5th. But one of the things that we've talked about this before, we've had the conversation about Cody Bellinger, sophomore slump type thing. How does the league adjust in his 2nd season? It's not the sophomore season for Chris Taylor, but it kind of is. It's the 2nd year for him with the new swing, and it's the 2nd year where he's a legitimate full-time major leaguer.
Yeah, when you're playing every day, early in your career, you've got that daily adrenaline that helps you with your work ethic, helps you with your concentration throughout it. Then the first thing you really feel as a young player is the extent of a 162-game schedule going through that whole rigmarole. Now you come back the next year, it's a little different energy to kind of grind out the slumps and to extend the hot streak. So it's been an adjustment for him.
Hernandez batting with 1 out. Two and 1. So happy 27th birthday to Kike Hernandez. Celebrated with a leadoff double in the 2nd. Came in to score. And they celebrate Kike every night here. There's at least one banana costume every night. Ball 3. Paying homage to Puerto Rico on his bat. Full count. Near and dear to him. From there, family still lives there. Gonna get married there. He's earned the walk and aboard the 2nd time tonight. Good night going for Grandal as well. Lost grip on that bat on his way into the box. He's reached both times, walked and singled. You know, the way the season has gone for Grandal, it's kind of been, you can break it down into each month. That's kind of how a lot of his career has been. Red hot for a month. He's one of the best hitters in April. Then a bad stretch of a month and a half or so before getting red hot again. Does he have another one of those red hot stretches in him down the stretch here? Because August has been one of the cold spells.
This Dodger lineup has had a lot of guys that can really get hot. Matt Kemp was hot for the whole first half. Started in the All-Star game. Justin Turner, when he got back, was really moving the lineup. He didn't do a lot with the bat, but his presence and his on-base percentage got him going. Bellinger's had his spurts, and Yasmani for sure has had his spurts of carrying the team. We have talked about it, looking for more consistency from everybody. And boy, that guy could explode and carry you for a month.
On a 2-1 pitch, Grandal takes ball 3. And we've talked during the good stretches about how you don't need one guy to carry you because there's so many talented hitters in the lineup. Now would be a good time for one guy just to put you on his back and carry out of this malaise. It's a walk for Grandal. Back-to-back free passes from Diaz. And Cody Bellinger coming up. And they do have a couple guys that have been hot this month, and Turner and Bellinger both hitting for very high averages. But as far as one of those stretches where we've seen several guys on this team go through, where they're also hitting for power during those runs, now would be a good time.
And somebody who breaks out above and beyond the norm, and not just their own, just, you know, you can have a month where you hit 12 home runs, you know, drive in 32, and you just go, oh my gosh, that month just made my year, and you'd be changing it from my year to our year if you carry the team through these next 34 games.
2-on-1 out for Bellinger. Cody with a healthy rip and a miss. Things have gotten more interesting. The scoreboard watching. Cardinals lead was 7-0. It's now 7-5 over the Rockies in the bottom of the 8th. And in Arizona, it's 6-3 Seattle. Colorado's won 10 of 12. They've done it against good teams. Dodgers, the Astros, the Braves. More recently against the Padres, but a lot of wins against quality competition. So 2. Arizona, meanwhile, has won 6 of 7. But against last place teams, Texas, San Diego, and the Angels. Diaz deals 0-2. Bellinger reaches out, slaps a slicing fly ball to left center that splits the gap. Hernandez comes in to score on a double from Bellinger. They lead at 8-0.
He reaches out and gets it, but he's able to kind of redirect his swing and stay nice and compact, just kind of throw the hands at it. That gives him a chance, and then the accuracy of this ball just hit perfectly between the two outfielders, gives him a double.
Second hit, second run driven in. Hernandez, second run scored. Infield in. Second and third one out. Rich Hill smacks a base hit into center. B. Mountain with an RBI single, and the Dodgers lead at 9-0. B. Mountain breaks.
Rich Hill gets inside. Look at the full leg kick. Just a beautiful swing right there. Almost like takes his leg kick from pitching and puts a bat in his hand and takes it right back up the middle.
Heck of a night for Dozier. He's reached all 3 times, and here takes ball 1. 2 doubles and a walk for Bryant. You know, so they have the nicknames on the nameplates, but then on the sleeves they can write somebody that they're kind of dedicating the weekend to. Bryant has a unique one. His right sleeve, he's written on there, "People of Mississippi." Very proud Mississippi native. Originally from Fulton, just outside of Tupelo. Now makes his home in Hattiesburg in the offseason, which is where he went to college at Southern Miss. So there's a lot of Dodger fans down there. When they had found out that he was traded to the Dodgers, his phone lit up. So that name and those colors, they carry a lot of weight down there. Diaz gets him looking. 2 gone. Dodgers 9, Padres nothing. Here comes Justin Turner, and our Coors Light refreshing finish. Looks back at his 2-run shot last game.
Justin with the high leg kick. Maybe Rich Hill was mimicking him from the left side, but Justin crushed that ball for his 10th home run of the year.
Turner's the closest thing the Dodgers have at this point to that guy we're talking about, putting him on his shoulders, carrying him. Getting close to 400 this month and seeing more and more of that power.
You have a hand injury like Justin Turner did, and all of a sudden you worry about, is the power going to come back? Because that's where the strength is, the hand strength, to impart the power into the bat, hit the ball, compared to making contact but hitting it far enough. But he has proven he is completely healthy and the power has returned. As an opposing pitcher, you know about hand injuries and other injuries, and there are places you usually attack when guys are hurt, and hand injuries, you're going to get in on them. If you go away, then you think all of a sudden you can knock the bat out of their hand because it gets weak out there away. But inside for sure, because they're going to protect against it. But Justin has done a really good job protecting his hand and protecting that side of the plate.
1-2. His home run tonight was his 10th. The Dodgers have 9 players with double-figure home runs this year. It's the most in the National League. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
That's another example of how they could be consistent over the next 34 games, and they could get it going. And the potential and the talent of the roster. And
it's actually 10 if you include Machado.
It's true.
Nice looking pitch from Diaz to get Turner, and that does it for the Dodgers in the 5th. But they get 2 more. They've scored in all 5 innings tonight.
Arizona Brewing Company, and it's about Rich Hill. Of course, the offense is busted out for 9 runs, but with him starting the game and mowing them down, give the offense plenty of room to concentrate on their at-bats. Rich Hill has been absolutely fantastic from all arm angles with both pitches.
He's got a 9-0 lead as he marches on to the 6th. Joe Davis, Or Hershiser, Nomar and Alana out in the pavilion tonight. The Dodgers trying to shave a game off of the deficit with both Arizona and Colorado trailing right now. It'll be a pinch hitter to open this inning for San Diego with the pitcher's spot due next. Jose Perella stepped into the on-deck circle. Nicknamed the Black Eagle. He was nicknamed that during winter ball at home in Venezuela by his announcer there. And he will lead things off for San Diego here in the 6th. Richard Joseph Hill delivers strike 1. Richard derives from the German words that mean strong ruler. And people have been shortening names for as long as they've had to write by hand. Richard became Rich and Rick. And then the next step was they would nickname people things that rhymed with their names. And that's how Dick became short for Richard. Way back in the 13th century, they traced that to.
Wow.
Blows it by Perella. 1 away in the 6th. Hill gets his 8th strikeout of the night.
Shortstop, Coco Galvis.
And now Freddie Galvis, who's wearing Toco on his back tonight. It's a nickname his older brother gave him when they were very young, playing in the streets in Venezuela. Curve sweeps in, strike 1. And a fastball, and it's 0-2. One of the cool things in this Padres season, and they've had to search for them, is the fact that Galvis has started every game. So rare these days. In fact, there's only 2 other players in baseball that have started every game. Happen to be on the same team, Freddie Freeman and Nick Markakis in Atlanta. Shot to right, long run for Kemp, lays out but won't get there. Galvis is going to have a triple. Kemp with a tremendous effort, but ultimately a triple for Freddie Galvis.
Renfroe hit a ball down the line on a pitch like this. Now Galvis does it. Matt Kemp 9-0. Veteran. He still lays out. That's outstanding passion and effort.
Hope his left hand is okay. He's giving that a look, shaking it off. It's his glove hand. Runner at third with 1 out, and it's Will Myers lifting the first pitch foul. Bounce back to Hill. Climbs the ladder to get it and keep Galvis at third. 2 out.
He's attempted to bunt. He's bunted and slashed up the middle. He's gotten a base hit, and now a leaping grab using the height of the mound to help him reach that ball, and then winging that ball over to Bellinger. I'm sure Belly wish he had a catcher's mask. This is like a sidearm heater.
Did he throw it to the top of the zone?
It looked like he went arm side down.
Yeah, fooled him. Went against the scouting report. Strike one on Hosmer.
That's when Belly is glad he's got a first baseman's glove. Rich Hill dropping down, throwing the ball over the mound.
Yeah, we have fun with Rich and his hitting and his running, but you don't switch back and forth between deliveries the way he does and do some of the other things he does without being world class as an athlete.
Yep.
It may not manifest itself the same way it does a guy like Hosmer or some of the faster players, but something special with what Rich Hill does. Tonight, he's got an RBI and he's got 6 shutout innings. The Dodgers all over the Padres in Game 1.
Stadium tomorrow when the Dodgers host the Padres at 6:10 p.m. Be one of the first 40,000 fans in attendance to take home a Dave Roberts replica batting practice jersey, compliments of your Southern California BMW centers. For tickets, visit Dodgers.com/promotions. And again, it's all about Players Weekend this weekend, but this is the Dave Roberts replica batting practice jersey. You can see it here. Dave Roberts, number 30. Here we are. It's awesome. Dodgers are always giving away cool stuff. I love it.
They are giving away cool stuff, and it's funny. She gets a Players Weekend jersey.
Yes,
the
I begged for it.
And she
honestly.
gets one of 40. She gets the first one of the 40,000 they're giving out. So that's a big deal.
Yes,
Lana.
because I'm with them 162 games, and I.
Oh, is that what you're going with?
No, because I begged for a jersey, so I got one. Joe and Oral, back to you, because I just will continue to beg for stuff. But at least I have a Players Weekend jersey. Love you guys.
Love you too. They are some really nice giveaways. I mean, it's like something we normally have to spend a decent amount of change for. And the first 40,000 people are going to get them. Machado, the only Dodger in the lineup tonight without a hit, facing Phil Maton in a 9-0 game in the 6th. Then he fouls it off 0-2. So Rich Hill getting some high fives. Normally it may continue, but in a 9-0 game, we'll see. Phil's spin rate, Maton.
Because why?
You got a high spin rate.
Exactly, the highest on the Padres. 2,633 RPMs as we see Pedro Baez loosening in the Dodger bullpen.
You know off the top of your head what the average?
I would say somewhere around 2,400. I think lower.
Seems high. Yeah.
High. Different from breaking ball to fastball for
I'm
sure.
talking fastball. Swing and a miss from Machado. One gone in the sixth.
Right field, number 27, Matt Kemp.
And here's Kemp. Hit it hard a couple times tonight, 1 for 3. Average RPMs on a fastball around 2,200. And he said he's 2,600.
Yeah, 2633.
And what that does is,
that's like, well, on the fastball, if he's holding with a 4-seam grip, it's making it decline less. So it seems like to the hitter that it's got some rise or some pop to it, because their eyes are normally used to having the ball go down as it comes towards them. But with that good spin, cutting the air in front of the ball makes the air lighter, which makes the ball fly truer and not affected by gravity as much. Or really by the air, because it's being broken up. Felt like the science guy there for a minute.
He was at Kershaw's challenge
He
last
sure
night.
was.
Bill Nye. Big spin rate guy.
If it can be measured, he's in.
Yeah. Bill Nye, the spin rate guy.
Is that on his Players Weekend jersey?
We got a Lana Players Weekend jersey. We can get Bill Nye one, right? 2 out.
We can. I think we'd have to get Mr. Lon Rosen, our boss, involved in that. I don't think we can get it.
Marco, top tier plays of the game. Chris Taylor has homered and made a great play in left field up against the wall.
He's just showing his ability all over this field, from power to speed to glove, and Rich Hill appreciates it.
He's got CT3 on his nameplate. Oh, and 2. That high spin rate fastball up, 1 and 2. Ground ball up the middle. Galvis ranges to it, pirouettes, and throws the ball into the dugout. It was pretty for half of it.
Well, we saw Chris Taylor on defense with his speed, but here Galvis, Chris Taylor running. He knows he's got to hurry. Can't regain his balance or anything on that with CT running.
Credit for a single and then takes second on an air. Two gone for Kike Hernandez. You can get these jerseys online. Pretty sure you can customize them. You get your own Players Weekend jersey. It's a cool look, right? I mean, obviously the Dodgers home whites, those are the most pristine jerseys in sports. But you get to see those 79 times, 78 times in a regular season. It's cool to shake things up for a couple days.
I think it's fun for everybody. I think the fans enjoy it. Come and see a little something different. The guys love picking out their nicknames and getting those on, and then all the other custom stuff that they get to wear, from the shoes and the different socks. Kike's custom-made tight pants.
Down the right field line. Reyes out of room. They got theirs. Kirsch and a belly. There's a bunch of them out there tonight.
Yeah.
A ball and 2 strikes on Hernandez. Two and two. Rockies are down to their final out in Denver, trailing 7-5. Cardinals on the verge of moving to 18-4 in August. Full count on Kike. I mentioned you can buy those jerseys online. You can actually buy them here at the stadium this weekend.
Not customized with a name of your choice, but the players' nicknames on the back.
Mates on to Hernandez with a payoff. Kike swings and misses. The inning is over. On to the 7th. All Dodgers in this one. Dodgers baseball on Sportsnet LA is brought to you by Nissan. Choose Nissan today for great offers on our most exciting lineup ever. Shop ChooseNissan.com. 7th inning, and it's on to Pedro Baez. La Mula, Spanish for the mule. Pedro got the nickname last year and wore it again this year. Gave it to him for his work ethic, he says.
Pedro Baez overall this year has had an up and down year. It's been rough, but if you think about how this bullpen could turn around by past performances and strings of long hot streaks, Pedro Baez, I know emotionally for Dodger fans, it could be like, are you serious, Oral, that Pedro could be at the part of this? He could be. If he gets it together and starts pitching like the first half of last year, he could be an impact pitcher out there.
Heart of the order, Hunter Renfroe will lead it off. One of the 2 base runners or 3 base runners against Rich Hill tonight. He was the first doubling to start the 5th. Strike 1. And the raw stuff is elite.
It sure is. The velocity is elite. The breaking ball has improved. It's just, again, as we talked about with the offense, consistency. Pedro's last outing was 2 scoreless innings against the Cardinals on Monday. And the Dodgers this year, as he showed, he wasn't really going to be labeled a 7th or 8th inning guy. He wasn't pitching up to that level. They started to stretch him out, use him in multiple inning situations.
His last 4 games, he's given up 1 base runner, no hits. Comes Pedro with an 0-2. And he strikes him out. The fastball to 97. 1 gone.
That's a good formula for Rich Hill. Free swinging San Diego Padre lineup that's not afraid to chase, and for Pedro Baez the same way. And he needs to recognize that fact and use the edges.
Hedges comes up with 1 gone. How about the performance from Rich Hill tonight, huh? 6 shutout innings, 8 Ks. It was a bummer to see him give up the hit to start the 5th because he had the kind of stuff. And against a lineup that's struggling the way the Padres lineup is, where a no-hitter was very much a possibility.
This Padre team's already been no-hit by the Dodgers this year in Mexico. And I'll tell you what, you're right. Watching him with all the different deliveries, how easy it was coming out of his hand, how the Padres were not picking it up. 5 Ks with the curveball, 3 Ks with the fastball, so everything was working.
I've given up 2 hits over those 6 innings, 2-0 on Hedges. Continues the theme, starting pitching, tremendous. Two and 1. Final in Denver. Cardinals 7, Rockies 5. So the Dodgers within 3 games of Colorado. In Arizona, they are in the bottom of the 8th inning. The Mariners 6, the Diamondbacks 3. Down the right field line foul. We were going through the Diamondbacks' upcoming schedule. We've mentioned that they have the most difficult schedule remaining. When you go down the list of the teams they're going to play, it's really hard.
Cubs.
Yeah. Astros are in there. Obviously the Dodgers, the Rockies.
You're getting down to very few teams after you name that many. When you start thinking about the series, the Dodgers got them 7 times.
Back-to-back Ks for Baez, finishing both hitters off with 97.
Find out if you're a Dodger good luck charm by purchasing a 3-game mini plan. If the Dodgers win all 3 games you picked, you'll win tickets to Fan Appreciation Day, be recognized on the field, and get a specially designed Good Luck Charm t-shirt. Visit Dodgers.com/mini-plans.
9-0 in the 7th. Here's Spangenberg. All right, so starting September 6th, Arizona plays Atlanta for 4. At Colorado for 4. At Houston for 3. Then they come home for 3 with the Cubs, 3 with the Rockies, 3 with the Dodgers. That takes you to the final 3 days of the season when they will finish, and this is the other part of it, they're going to finish with 3 games at San Diego. So they'll certainly have an advantage going into that final weekend. But for much of September, it's as hard as it can get.
That's a gauntlet.
2-0. Ball 3.
Is it the hardest schedule in the National League?
Yes.
It's got to be. Remaining?
Yep. Now the Dodgers have the 13 games against the 2 teams they're chasing, the Rockies and the Diamondbacks. They've got a 4-game series against St. Louis, who's proven itself to be the hottest in the National League. But the rest of the games are against teams that are in last or second to last in their division. That's more than half of the remaining schedule. Changeup falls in and runs it full. Looking at the Rockies schedule, they got these 3 with St. Louis that they just started tonight. Easy trip coming up. Anaheim and San Diego. Then a long homestand where they'll play the Giants, the Dodgers, and the D-backs. So 7-game stretch there on that homestand against the 2 teams in the division they're fighting. Baez lost him, 2-out walk. Then they play those same 2 teams on the road trip that follows. Colorado has 3 with the Dodgers, 4 with the Diamondbacks. And then they play the Giants for 3. And then again it's 3 with the Dodgers, 3 with the Diamondbacks. Colorado finishes with a homestand against Philadelphia and Washington. Here's Reyes after the 2-out walk for Spangenberg. So you're doodling formulas over there. What are you crunching for us?
I'm crunching on what it's going to take for each team in the National League West to get to 90 wins. Dodgers 23-11, including tonight. Colorado, after their loss, 20-12 to get to 90. And then it looks like Arizona's got to win 19 games to get to 90. It's going to be interesting. It's going to take a push. And those games head to head are going to be worth an awful lot.
Ball on a strike on Reyes. In the meantime, the Dodgers trying to take care of business against last place teams in a 5-game stretch. These 3 with the Padres and then 2 in Texas next week.
The Red Sox can go 0 for 33 and win 90.
Wow. Hard hit. Machado spears it with a backhand and gets Spangenberg at second to finish the Padres in the 7th. And we stretch in a 9-0 game. Baseball brought to you by T-Mobile. Lon and Nomar having a good time out in the pavilion tonight. I would imagine it's been a party out there with the Dodgers scoring 9 runs on 12 hits in this series opener against the Padres.
I don't know if you know this, but Nomar Garciaparra is a pretty big deal, you guys. It's been fun out here. We love being out here with the fans. It's such a nice opportunity to be with the fans with a different vantage point.
Alana, I tell you that all the time. You act like you're shocked and everything.
You're a pretty big deal. He's a pretty big deal.
Actually, it is a lot of fun out here. Fans have been so respectful and so excited and cheering on their Dodgers.
9-0 doesn't hurt, by the way. 9-0 does not hurt.
It definitely helps, and hopefully they continue playing good baseball.
Yes.
All right, guys. Yasmani Grandal leading off this 7th. Two and one. Throwing them back to what they were doing this weekend in Seattle. They averaged 9 runs in the 3 games and then totaled 6 against St. Louis.
The offense put a different vibe in the stadium. You know, those were tight games with St. Louis, but they weren't scoring. And it's so much more fun when the bats wake up and all of a sudden the crowd gets into it. And it does feel like a 10th man.
Grandal earns the walk, and Yasmani tonight has walked 3 times along with a single. He's reached 4 times. Bellinger to the plate. Edwin Diaz is on to try and close things out for the Mariners against Arizona. It's a 6-3 game in Phoenix. Strike 1 on Bellinger. Now, part of the conversation is going to be, yes, they scored 9, but they did it against a guy whose ERA is above 5. They're going to have another opportunity to jump on a guy whose numbers aren't pretty tomorrow, and Brett Kennedy in game 2. Kennedy, 3 starts in the majors, has an .836 earned run average. And then on Sunday, it's Robbie Erlin, converted reliever. He's put up good numbers, 3-3 with the .346. They're going to get more good tests, though, against good starting pitching when Arizona comes in. See 4 games against one team, you're going to get their best. A ball and 2 strikes.
Brett Kennedy tomorrow, his #1 breaking ball is his slider, like Clayton Richard tonight. So not quite as big as Clayton's. He doesn't throw as many sinkers, he throws more 4-seamers. But just to get the same look back to back, maybe get even the same lineup out there. You never know, depending on what Dave Roberts decides to do. If you get a lineup that produces 9 runs here with just 6 at bats, pretty good chance you're going to see the same guys.
Bellinger gets under it. It's Myers. The Bellinger 2 for 4 tonight. Coming up in the pitcher's spot is Max Muncy.
And hitting for the Dodgers, number 13,
Kind of disappointed he didn't go with Funky Muncy.
I failed to mention Max earlier in the game. We were talking about guys that have carried the Dodgers. He, along with Matt Kemp for a while there, were 2 of the thumpers that really helped build some wins and some streakiness. And speaking of lineups, when you have another left-handed pitcher tomorrow, as we take a look at Jock, who's not in there with the lefty starter, and Matt Kemp, of course, Dave Roberts, a lot of times in his scrums and the time that he spends with Alana, giving us some nice sound for our pregame and in-game stuff. He always talks about, well, I'm trying to keep Muncie relevant, or I'm trying to keep Jock relevant.
He'll stay relevant if he does that. A missile into the upper part of the pavilion. '29th might be his most majestic.
He is so calm and still until he unleashes it. And boy, that is a compact, powerful swing. And you're right, Joe, he will stay relevant, but when Dave Roberts makes the lineup throughout the year, it's about rest and reps and where do we want to be to make sure we make it through the marathon. Well, this marathon has turned into a sprint, and so when they write that lineup out, it's going to be how do we win today, not how do I keep people relevant for the long term.
Brian Dozier now. It's foul and strike 2. Here's his home run on StatCast. One and 2. Final in Arizona. 6-3 Mariners. Dodgers on their way to shaving a game off both deficits. Dozier down on strikes. Those are significant nights when you get to this point of the season, with just a small portion of the schedule remaining. When you can gain a game, you're chasing 2 teams. That's a totally different dynamic than chasing just one. And when you can pick up a game on both, it's a big, big night.
Yeah, just 6 outs away from making it a perfect night in response to getting swept by the Cardinals, but like you said, returning to the form that they saw in Seattle.
Strike 1 on Justin Turner. Turner got this one off the end of the bat. Margot inning over. They've scored in 6 of the 7 innings tonight. Muncie with a 2-run home run here in the 7th. the 8th inning, and we check into the studio for a preview of Access Sportsnet Dodgers, presented by our Southern California Ford dealers.
All right, thanks, Joe. Players weekend off to a great start for the Dodgers. 11 runs, 3 bombs. D Mountain Jay Hare was awfully good.
Love Rich Hill, love the offense. Players weekend, I thought I had a chance to play tonight.
You should have. You're not a player anymore. Hey, D-backs lost, Rockies lost. Could be a great night for the Dodgers. We'll see you soon.
All right, guys. Muncy with a 2-run home run. If Ned had a Players Weekend jersey, what would his say?
I don't know. That's a good one.
Yimi Garcia comes on. His first appearance since early July, having missed the last couple of months with a sore forearm. Good to have Yimi back. He gets strike one on Margot.
Maybe Godfather.
Yeah, I like that.
Trader Ned.
Oh, look out. Ball on a strike on Yoandri, which has been a nickname in his family for as long as he can remember. So long that he doesn't even remember the first time anybody started calling him that, or why he got that nickname. Two and one. And he's 23. From the Dominican Republic. Originally was a Red Sox farmhand, but the Padres got him in the Craig Kimbrell trade. One of 12 kids in his family. 2 girls, 10 boys. He was one of 4 boys that signed pro baseball contracts. Bounced up the middle and a base hit into center.
First baseman number 2, Jose Aguilar Pereira.
Heard of him.
That was just autographed here tonight.
Looks like he made his night.
It's a lot of fun to make people smile. It's a lot of fun to get that resume. I'm blessed every day that got to wear a Dodger uniform.
Here's Perella. Fouls it off. Strike one. You print it on like really good paper? Your resume?
No, not really. Never really looked at it. That just getting the 88 theme in the championship, that was absolutely unbelievable. I hope these current players get to experience that, and this fan base, they deserve it.
Bellinger near the dugout. A little bit out of room. I like how you're dodging the fact now that I want to talk about how you just referenced your resume.
I wasn't trying to dodge it. You know, because you've been around and you're asked, but you know, when you're asked to give an autograph, sometimes people say, can you add a few things?
You add rap artist.
Newspaper delivery boy.
1 and 2.
Forklift driver. Paper inventory.
Were you those things?
Oh yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yep. Shoveled snow in the neighborhood to make money. Pumped gas for 3.5 years. Was a jogger on a printing press using a little rattling board to get all the freestanding inserts straight to put on pallets so they could be shipped around the country.
High fly ball to center, but plenty of room for Hernandez. That is a very versatile resume.
Well, you know, my parents believed in you need to get a job. My parents believed in you need to go out there. If you're going to have a car, you need to pay for it and put the gas in it, and the insurance. And so, yeah, Found a lot of jobs so I could have a car.
Were you a guy that put the objective at the top? Do you? You put the objective at the top, or?
I don't even know what you're talking about.
You shouldn't do that.
Okay.
It's an outdated approach.
No, I didn't do that. I did, though, try and figure out how to make $1 million, but I didn't know about Uncle Sam at the time. I thought, okay, if I can make $10,000 a year for... And all of a sudden, I'm like, okay, this math's not working. When my dad and mom, I showed them the whole printout and what I wanted to do, and they're like, you don't have taxes on here?
I'm like, Freddie Galvis.
What are taxes?
So you're saying you did a formula?
I did it just kind of a written
out
on a loose leaf paper. Yeah, as a kid, you know, you're sitting at the end of your bed, and I'm playing with my change, and I'm counting it up and organizing. My dad had a game with us too. If you took change into him, he would like feel it in his hand, the weight. He wouldn't count it, and he'd say, "All right, I'll give you $3 for it." And you can negotiate with him.
Galvis to right center, top spinning into the gap and bouncing its way to the wall to get the Padres on the board. Galvis doubles home Margot, and it's 11-1.
You're trying to pick up some money here. That's what in the big leagues or even in the minor leagues, they're like, come on, cash in the money. And when you got a guy on, that's your money. That hit brings it in.
Here's Will Myers with one out, taking ball one.
How about jobs you had?
Arby's.
Arby's.
It's the first one, yeah.
Did they let you use the microphone?
I mean, I would use the headset working the drive-through.
Oh,
yeah.
Cool.
Huh.
I couldn't think of, like in my day early on, they had the microphones on the stands, like right by the cash register.
Oh, no.
Not now.
Hands free.
Yep. I have in my headset, like, I'm not even going to talk about it.
I heard the same thing.
Okay.
Our producer, Mike Levy, said I was probably complaining about the audio in that headset. Here comes a 1-1. At the knees, 1-2.
You are very particular about your audio. But you know what? That's it. It's one of the things that we love about you.
Just like you as a pitcher, probably very particular about the baseball you were using.
Baseball, how I manicured the dirt on the mound. Oh, everything. The firmness of it, how loose it was. Yep. You've got to be.
The other job for me was umpire.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Up to what level?
High school.
Little League high school, then up there. Some serious pressure as you get up into umpiring a Little League game and then into high school.
Sometimes more pressure in the Little League games with the way that the parents approach them.
They're a little closer to you, too.
They are. Right on top of you. Garcia to Myers with a 2-2. Gets under it and sends it to short center field. Brian Dozier works out to catch it. 2 gone.
Looking for a unique item that celebrates the Dodgers? Be at Dodger Stadium on August 30th when the team opens a 4-game series, an important one with the Diamondbacks. The first 40,000 fans in attendance will receive a sand globe shimmering with glitter. The classic decoration is courtesy of Nito Tire. For tickets, visit Dodgers.com/promotion. I think it's Nito.
Yeah, I think you're right. Carlos Suaje with 2 out. Because there's 2 out, I hate to go into this story now, but we can continue it in the bottom of the 8th if we need to. He was umpiring a softball tournament. And I know I've told you this story, so you're going to have to hear it again. Umpiring a softball tournament. Well, had just done baseball, didn't know anything about softball, committed to this big tournament, and then found out that it was a softball tournament, not a baseball tournament. That's yanked down the line and foul. So we drive from Michigan to Denver, Colorado to umpire a tournament we thought was going to be baseball, later to find out it's not. We're learning all the rules as best we can. we learn about this thing called an illegal pitch in softball.
Yeah.
So we start asking around. We ask our friends that, our girlfriends that are softball players, this illegal pitch thing, is this often? How frequently is this called? And we're getting mixed reviews on it. Nobody can give us a great answer. Not too often, but we're reading the rule book and we got it down. We know exactly what an illegal pitch is. First pitch of the first game, the umpiring partner that I drove out there with, I'm behind the plate. He's in the field. I squat down, call a strike. As the ball pops the mitt, my buddy comes running in from first with his hands in the air. That's an illegal pitch. And everybody in the stadium looks at us like, what? What is an illegal pitch?
Oh, no.
Well, we had read that if the back toe comes off of the dirt, it's an illegal pitch. And I tell you what, that pitcher's back toe came off of the dirt as she strided home. Well, we didn't call too many more illegal pitches after that. The reaction we got from folks, like we had two heads. Suaje pokes it down the line and the count is full.
Kind of like in the vicinity play, the old double plays, kind of one of those unwritten rules you don't enforce.
Right. Well, we enforced it.
I guess you did.
Yeah.
Talked about it on the ride home from Colorado to Michigan.
Yeah, that was the last time we were invited to that tournament. The illegal pitch guys can go home.
I'm surprised you got another game. Send you home right now.
Strike three called, and Yimi Garcia is through the eighth. Padres get their first run of the night, but it's still all Dodgers to the bottom of the eighth. By Nissan. What you see here, Oral, is opportunity.
For sure. Tonight, if it turns out to be a W, which it should, of course, and then the Padres twice more, and that off day on Monday to travel to Texas. And the bat should stay hot when they get to Texas. The ball really carries there in Arlington.
Ball one on Manny Machado. Against the new Padres pitcher, Robert Stock is on the pitch. Machado chops one to Galvis at short. 1 out.
Right fielder number 27, Matt.
He has Kretsch on his back. Robert Stock does. He is a big-time video gamer, and Kretsch is his pseudonym online as a gamer. So if you've ever played Kretsch, you're playing Robert Stock.
He's going to get a lot more chatting when that gets out there.
Yeah. Ball one on Kemp. It's his AIM screen name, too. Still uses it. I made that up. I don't know if anybody still uses it. Just trying to get a reaction out of you, buddy.
I don't even know what that means.
AIM?
Yeah, what's AIM?
Instant Messenger?
Oh, that's what that's called.
Yeah. You were Bulldog 55.
Hey, wait.
1 and 2.
So Instant Messenger is called?
Well, that was AOL Instant Messenger
back then.
You never had a?
I had AOL for a while, but I never really remember doing that.
Didn't chat much. Kemp takes strike 3.
No, did not chat much.
You were more of an MSN guy.
Oh, here we go. That's instant messaging, I hope.
They had it, yeah.
Okay.
Taylor up with 2 out. Dodgers 11, Padres 1, 8th inning.
I just return people's messages on whatever format I find them on.
Look out, folks. He's coming for you. 1-0.
Somebody messaged me on Facebook, okay. Somebody messaged me on Twitter, okay. You know, I don't remember then what the next area is called, you know.
Right.
Krajewski's up here going crazy.
2-0. Dodgers with runs in 6 of the 7 innings tonight. And it's 6 shutout innings from Rich Hill. 1 in the first, 3 in the second, 1 in the third, and then 2-run innings in the 4th, the 5th, and the 7th. So 11 runs tonight after the 6 runs in the 3 games against St. Louis. A strike on Taylor, 3-1. Takes a 2-out walk.
More smiles on that bench down there on the Dodgers than we've seen in a while. Relaxed faces of the offensive players. Yimi Garcia back there getting encouraged, but guys on offense all feeling pretty good about themselves.
Hernandez comes up with 2 gone. Rick Krajewski tells us that this is the first time in 2 years the Dodgers have scored runs in each of the first 5 innings. Strike 1, which is surprising because there have been so many nights this year where they've just exploded. You figured they would have done that, but no.
These are the games you want to just take some of those runs and put them in a bank where you can withdraw them later when you need them.
That's the thing. That's the breakdown. You know, when you look at the run differential, which leads the league, versus the record, which is middle of the pack. Sequencing has been horrible. 1 and 2.
We've got the 5th largest run differential in the big leagues. It just, they all come in the big blowout games.
And by a pretty good margin, the best in the National League.
Mm-hmm.
Hernandez went around this time, and that's that for the Dodgers in the 8th. On to the 9th. to score 11 runs, you know the pitching has to be really good. If it's the pitcher that's the player of the game, and it sure was with Rich Hill.
It was fantastic. Fastball about 60% of the time. Of course, the curveball, but you know what? Varied not only with pitch selection, but location and arm angle. He was absolutely fantastic. Very comfortable on the mound.
Man, we might have to change our player of the game. Impressive stuff, man. Pat Venditti, who's up for the 8th time this season. That's quite the ratio. His 8th call-up. This will be his 6th game.
But on the shuttle back and forth, and being an ambidextrous pitcher always can fill a need on either side depending on who could be fatigued in the bullpen. Guys on the right side or guys on the left side, but he can do them both.
Hunter Renfroe leads this inning off. Dodgers cruising tonight, ready to take a game back in the standings. They'll be within 3.5 of Arizona, 2.5 of Colorado. With 33 left to go after tonight. No, just to finish off that run differential talk. Dodgers leading the National League in run differential. The last time a team led the league in run differential and failed to make the postseason, 1990. New York Mets. One and two. Of course, a significant thing about that is that that was before the wild card era. So during the wild card era, when there's this many opportunities to get in, it's never happened where a team has had the best run differential and not gotten in. There's 2 teams that went when the Mets missed out. Venditti strikes out Renfroe for the first out of the 9th inning. And it continues to be, even with the Dodgers struggling, the #1 differential in the league because of nights like this, where they get a whole bunch of runs in the wins. But can't seem to win the close games these days. They're going to play plenty of close games over the next month. Be an area where, needless to say, they got to be a whole lot better. Strike one on Austin Hedges.
Now, the close games, you're going to get the best performers out of everybody's bullpen. You're actually going to find that guys are going to even be a little bit more rested because they're going to have bigger rosters in September. So some of the key pieces in the bullpen might not have to pitch anymore when all of a sudden the game's going to be a blowout, but I still need an inning from you tonight, big guy, and tomorrow you'll be fine. So the guy ends up with 2-a-days, back-to-back days. Doesn't get the same rest, but he's going to be sharper in September because he's not going to have to do that in some of the blowout games. Rested and ready to go, and the offense is going to have to really find ways to produce runs against those guys.
Bouncing ball to third. 2 out. It's Muncy over there. Replaced Turner last inning. Hour earlier tomorrow night, typical Saturday start time of 6:10. It's Clayton Kershaw for the Dodgers and Brett Kennedy for the Padres. And then on Sunday at 1:10, Alex Wood against Robbie Erlin. Strike one. That has flipped around, pitching left-handed now with the left-handed hitter. And he's ahead 0-2. The weekend sets up nicely, doesn't it? You get a blowout win in game 1. You have your ace going in game 2.
It couldn't have gone any better tonight for the Dodgers.
That's it. You said it. Couldn't have gone any better. 11-1. They beat the Padres to snap the losing streak. And Arizona loses. And Colorado loses. And they're back to within 3.5.
The scoreboard looked really good early in this game. Not only the out-of-town scoreboard, but the scoreboard here at Dodger Stadium ends up with a W.
11-1 the final score, and that does it for us. For Earl Hershiser, Alana Rizzo, Nomar Garciaparra, the rest of our crew, Joe Davis saying so long from Dodger Stadium. Kershaw tomorrow against Kennedy. Again, that's 6:10 first pitch. Stay tuned now. Access Sportsnet Dodgers begins.